The NFL on CBS. Today's game is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer, who invite you to see and test drive the all-new LTD and Mustang. Light beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by Firestone, makers of the new steel-belted Radio 721. Ask a friend about Firestone.
Welcome to Atlanta Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia for this afternoon's NFC battle matching the San Francisco 49ers and the Atlanta Falcons. Hi, everybody. I'm Frank Lieber along with Johnny Unitas. Falcons coming off a big emotional high. Boy, they went after the Rams Monday night, didn't they?
One outstanding defensive football games by the Falcons, Frank, and we're looking forward to another one this afternoon.
San Francisco still trying to ride with O.J. Simpson, but Juice has had some problems this year.
Juice is really not playing up to his capabilities, not having an outstanding year like we're used to him having. And I think one of the reasons is that Candlestick Park out there, that hard turf. He doesn't like to run on a hard turf. He'll find his field this afternoon more to his liking.
As far as Atlanta goes, they've got perhaps the most famous ex-bartender in the Western Hemisphere now, and Tim Mazzetti. 5 field goals, counted for all the points against the Rams.
Well, he's going for his 8th consecutive this afternoon, and, you know, he beat the 49ers the first ball game right in the waning moments of the football game, 20-17 with his first kick.
And you mentioned the new coach. What effect do you think he'll have?
Well, he's a nervous young man this afternoon. I had the field glasses on him earlier this afternoon while they were having the pregame workout down there, and he's nervous and jittery. This is his first chance of being a head coach here for the San Francisco 49ers. We're looking forward to him doing a good job.
We're ready now for the opening kickoff of this afternoon's battle between the 49ers, who are 1-8, and the Atlanta Falcons, 5-4, and Atlanta feels they're right in the thick of things in the NFC Western Division race. And there is Steve Bartkowski. Operating, of course, with that slight separated left shoulder. It'll be a question as far as how effective he'll be. The big cheers for this young man, Tim Mazzetti. He's hit 7 out of his last 7 field goals, had his first one blocked 2 weeks ago against the 49ers. Kick coming down to Paul Hofer at the 6-yard line. Back to the 15, 20. Across the 25, out to the 28-yard line. Moriarty made the tackle. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the San Francisco 49ers. Return of 22 yards as you look at the officiating crew headed by Fred Silva. Big game for the Falcons, who have won 3 in a row. That's their longest win streak since 1973. They won 5 in a row that year. That was their most successful year ever. They went 9-5 and still didn't make the playoffs. Young Steve DeBerg, second-year quarterback, who has 19 interceptions on the season, tops in the NFC, completes his throw. He doesn't either. Ken McAfee, the tight end, had his hands on it and then was hit hard by Frank Reed. And one thing about this Atlanta defense, as you saw Monday, probably they come after you. The San Francisco backfield, Simpson and Farrell joining DeBerg. The receivers, Elmore Boyd, Freddie Solomon, and McAfee, who alternate with Paul Seal at tight end. The San Francisco offensive line dotted with rookies. Both the starting guards are rookies for San Francisco. It's 2nd down 10. DeBerg's really got him a baptism under fire this season. Freddie Solomon starts in motion to the right side, and on the delay, handoff goes to Farrell, and Farrell is caught at the 28 by Robert Pennywell. Pennywell, an interesting story in that he was an original 49er draft choice, cut by the 49ers a couple of years ago, eventually picked up by the Falcons. This is the Atlanta defensive front four. Jeff Yates took the place of Claude Humphrey when Claude decided to retire in midseason. Excellent set of linebackers here. And the Atlanta secondary, one of the tops in all of professional football. Lawrence, one of the top interceptors in the game, had 2 last Monday night. 3rd down and 9. 49ers first possession of the afternoon. Capacity crowd of 60,000 on hand, and Farrell takes the handoff, gets out to the 32. Nowhere near the yardage necessary for the force down, and Pennywell again in on the stop, and the 49ers will punt.
We get a shot of it from the end zone. We see Farrell taking the handoff from DeBerg, and there's that ever-present defensive football team of the Falcons there to stop him. 4th down and punting situation for the 49ers.
Mike Connell, one of 15 rookies on the San Francisco squad, will do the punting. Billy Rickman is the deep man for the Atlanta Falcons. A lot of first and second year men on this San Francisco team. They started the year with 23 players with 2 years and less experience. Falcons playing return all the way. Rickman gets bumped. And that will be fair catch interference, or interference with the receiver. Dave Williams, number 30, was down there, and he hit him before he had a chance to catch the ball.
There's a mistake by one of the defenders coming down. He has to locate that ball and know where the ball is at all times. That was just a mistake by Williams, and not knowing where the football was, running into the receiver. Something you don't like to have happen.
That's a 15-yarder and gives the Falcons excellent field position at the 50 on their first offensive possession.
33-yard punt that time.
First down. First and 10 for Atlanta from midfield. Steve Bartkowski, the quarterback. He has guided Atlanta to 4 wins in their last 5 outings. Made an amazing recovery from that slight shoulder separation. Of course, it was on his left side, not on his throwing side, so that does make a difference. Haskell Standback, number 24, into the middle of the line. He plays the backfield with Bubba Bean. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our broadcast, or of our audience, in any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Atlanta Falcons and the National Football League is prohibited. Second down. Falcons need 8 for the first down. They're at the San Francisco 48-yard line. Early moments of the ball game, no score. Bartkowski lost his starting job at the start of the season to June Jones, then got it back. Here's Bartkowski's first throw, rushes on near sideline, intended for Standback at the 25, but he was triple teamed down there.
Frank, the big thing I think is what the offensive line of the Falcons are going to be able to do. So far this season, the quarterbacks from the Falcons have been sacked 35 times, and they are leading the league in that. That's one of them you'd rather not lead the league in, and that's probably one of the reasons we've had so many quarterbacks hurt. Bartkowski's been hurt off and on throughout his career, and he was hurt again last Monday night against the Los Angeles Rams. So they're going to have to do a job to hold these fellows out so he can throw the football.
Third down, 9. Let's call it 9, as the ball is actually on the 49-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. As Bartkowski, long count play, drops back into the pocket. Bullet over the middle, out of the reach of the intended receiver, who was Wallace Francis, number 89. And the Falcons will have to punt. Eddie Lewis was back there defending.
Wallace Francis ran an excellent pattern that time. There's no reason that Bartkowski should have missed him. He came across the middle wide open. Bartkowski's throw was just a little in front of him.
Here's one of the NFL's best punters, John James. You talk about putting it out of bounds inside the 20. He is one of the premier guys in the game in that category, and that's a situation we may be looking at here. Now, the Falcons are looking at a 49er defense that has 8 men on the line of scrimmage, and they've got 3 men deep for the kick, standing at about the 10. That's an unusual receiving formation. They indicate offhand they're playing return all the way. This bounces at the 5 and goes on into the end zone. So the 49ers will get it back at the 20-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. Still early in the football game. No score. San Francisco nothing, Atlanta nothing.
I'm John Kelly, a tire engineer, and this is the Firestone 721 radio. A tire we have so much confidence in, we're backing every 721 sold for the rest of this year with this guarantee. If a Firestone 721 becomes unserviceable within 2 years because of defects in workmanship or materials, we'll replace it free. Only road hazard and in-service abuse are excluded. The Firestone 721, we're so confident we guarantee them for 2 full years.
Introducing a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79, with more front seat room, more rear seat room, more window area, and more handling ease than last year's LTD. Plus the power of a V8 engine standard. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
To test drive the all-new LTD on your own roads, see your Ford dealer today.
12 minutes, 11 seconds left to play in the opening period. San Francisco nothing, Atlanta nothing. 49ers in white with the football at their 20-yard line. First and 10 following the first exchange of punts of the afternoon. Freddie Solomon sent in motion. Straight handoff to Simpson. Something went out of that pileup 10 yards back to the line of scrimmage, and it turned out to be the helmet of Bob Farrell. Better than his head, I guess.
All right, DeBerg on the handoff. Up Simpson right up through the middle. There he is following his offensive guard and takes a real good shot by Robert Pennywell.
Simpson is the number 7 rusher in the NFC, coming in with 578 yards on the year. 3.7 average. That's below his expected average. DeBerg with the fake into the middle, and Simpson dropped it at the 27-yard line. And O.J. gets a few hoots from the Atlanta fans here.
Frank, that's 2 drop balls already, one by Simpson and one by the outside receiver on the first play of the ball game. Both of them should have been caught.
DeBerg threw 3 more interceptions last week in Washington, so his season total now is 19. That's tops in the NFC, but not tops in the NFL. Of all people, Ken Stabler, the quarterback across the bay, leads the league with 20 interceptions. Good hard running by Farrell, who picks up the first down out to the 32 to the 33-yard line. Bob Farrell, who has beaten out Greg Boykin for that running back position.
There's Farrell on the run. Look at the defense there. A real swarming type defense. You should have never missed those tackles. That's unlike the Falcons. Wilson Faminina. Is that the way we pronounce that?
Wilson Faminina.
Faminina. He's the son of a Samoan war chief. Is that right?
How'd you know that?
Well, written right here, I think.
First and 10, San Francisco at its 34-yard line. Simpson tripped up. No gain. That reminds me of an old Pappy Waldorf story. Remember Pappy Waldorf? He used to coach out.
Oh, you're a lot older than I am.
Yeah, he's coach at Northwestern. Somebody was asking him about the officials at the ball game, and the guy said, this one official's got to be a good official because he's the son of a bishop. And Pappy says they all are. 34-yard line.
Oh,
second and 10.
I'm going to leave that alone.
Freddie Solomon in motion. DeBerg with good protection. Overthrows the intended receiver. Elmo Boyd. We got a flag at the 50-yard line.
That flag was a little late coming, too.
That was what you call your delayed penalty.
Defensive pass interference, number 27, first down.
Tom Pridemore, the rookie safety of the Falcons, flagged for pass interference, and that gives the 49ers a first down at their 48. There's Pridemore, one of 2 rookies in the Atlanta starting lineup. San Francisco has 6 rookie starters. 4 of them are on offense. Couple on defense. Again, Solomon going in motion, and Farrell taking the handoff, gets into Atlanta territory to about the 47-yard line. Farrell, we understand, may get a little more work than usual because O.J.'s knee has been acting up on him a bit in practices last week.
Well, as we mentioned, he doesn't like to run on that hard surface at the Candlestick. This field would be more to his liking than anything else. Farrell's been having a good season. O.J. really hasn't. Farrell right now is 20 yards for 4 carries, 5-yard average.
I think I'd let him carry it too.
I would too. I think what we'll see down as we get further down the field, we'll find that the Falcons are probably going to start blitzing a little bit more than what they have, as we saw on Monday night against the Rams.
On 2nd and 4, Simpson takes the handoff from DeBerg. Nice cut back in for the first down at the 39-yard line of Atlanta. Tom Pridemore, the safety, coming up to make the stop. O.J. thought they should have had more.
Well, the old O.J. may have gotten more. Let's take a look at it as we see O.J. following Farrell, number 38, puts a real fine block right there on Fulton Kuykendall. And you see he cuts back. His foot really goes out from underneath him. Tom Pridemore, number 27, making the tackle.
All right, now 49ers have put together 3 straight first downs in this drive, which has reached the Atlanta Falcon 40-yard line. No score. Still in the first period. Steve DeBerg, sideline throw. He's got Freddie Solomon, and Solomon is ripped out of bounds by his jersey at the 32-yard line by Roland Lawrence.
And we have a blitz coming on this play, but it's picked up very well as we see DeBerg step back. There's the throw. There's the tackle pulled out. Out of bounds by Roland Lawrence.
The other night against the Rams, the Falcons blitzed 2/3 of the time. That's an unbelievable percentage, something you can't do certainly in every football game. So obviously they're going to change it up a little. Second down, a long 2 for the first down. Falcons driving at the 32. It is Farrell. Slipped and fell. Looked like he had it made until he slipped. Now it's going to be close, I think. Lawrence made the tackle, but that was only a second down play.
St. Louis has gone ahead of the New York Giants 7-0 in the first quarter. Jim Hart, 5-yard pass to Al Chandler. St. Louis is on a 1-game win streak.
That's a first down, number 4 for the San Francisco 49ers in this drive. Ball is spotted at the 27-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Boyd is wide to the left side. Freddie Solomon is flanked to the right. Again, Farrell taking the handoff around the right side and hustled out of bounds at about the 20 by Frank Reed. Marker now. See if we got a late hit here. Face mask against Atlanta. Well, that's 2 major penalties against the Falcons, which have aided this San Francisco drive. 2 penalties for a total of 29 yards. First down at the 15.
On the tackle, number 28, face mask, 5 yards, first down.
Frank Reed, the strong safety, number 28, with the face mask penalty. So now the Falcons defense is going to have to dig in. First and 10, San Francisco at the 15-yard line. Atlanta crowd comes alive. Fake into the middle, and DeBerg having to hang on to the football. Takes it down to about the 12. Again, it was Reed on the stop.
It looked like a broken play down there, Frank. If you see, Green Bay has gone ahead of Philadelphia 3-0 in the first quarter. Chester Markow on a 42-yard field goal.
There's Fred O'Connor, the new head coach of the 49ers. 4th head coach, as a matter of fact, they've had in a couple of years.
Makes him the youngest head football coach in the game at 39 years old.
Second down 7. Double tight end setup for the 49ers. They have McAfee and they have Seals both in there. Farrell, nice hold over the middle, and he's down to about the 5. Oh, they're opening him up. Wilson Fomenino making the tackle.
Take a look as we see the defensive line commit themselves to an inside move. There's Farrell going up the middle. An arm tackle missed right there. Frank Reed, number 27, finally bringing him down.
Just short of the first down. Going to be third down. It looks like a matter of inches for the 49ers to pick up the first down, and a little more than 5 yards for the touchdown, as Farrell has now carried 7 times for 36 yards. Close enough for measurement. They're about 1.5 feet short. Have to reach that 5-yard stripe to pick up the first down. So big play now in this drive for both sides. No score. 6 minutes, 55 seconds left to play in the first period. Simpson and Farrell lining up behind Steve DeBerg, the second-year quarterback who saw no action last year. I don't know.
Going to be awful close, Frank. They've already had one out of 2 third down conversions, I believe.
Bobby Farrell on the bottom of that pile. And let's see where they spot it. Looks like it still may be a little bit short, which would bring up 4th down. See if it's close enough for measurement. Well, what do you do here? Do you take the field goal? If you don't make it?
I would think you'd go for the field goal here, put some points on the board. You'd like to get down. If you can, get it. If not, then you'd go for the field goal. But let's see what the new coach has to say.
Well, the new field goal, it is not going to be the field goal, John. That's what it's not going to be. He wants to get some momentum going, so he's put Simpson back in the game. He was out for 1 play. Hofer was in there. Listen to this crowd now.
This would be a big play for the Falcons if they can hold them here. It would certainly take a little bit of the steam out of the offensive line of the 49ers.
4th down and a foot. Crowd is on its feet. Early in the game, quarterback sneak by Steve DeBerg. It looks like he made it. DeBerg on the quarterback sneak. It would appear to be a 1st and goal to go. San Francisco. This drive started back at the 20-yard line. It would be 1st down number 5 in this drive. It is a 1st down. Now 1st and goal to go.
49ers have really been hurting themselves all year on turnovers. In their last 3 ball games, they've turned it over 14 times, 8 fumbles and 5 interceptions. So this could be a crucial area down here for the 49ers.
Simpson to about the 3-yard line before he shoved back. O.J. coming into the season needed about a little bit short of 2,200 yards to become the all-time leading rusher in the history of the National Football League. So a couple of 1,000-yard years is what he needs. He's got 578 coming in. Time out here for the injury to the 49ers tackle John Ayers, number 68, who was hurting a bit coming into this game. There was some question as to whether or not he was going to be able to start, as he was injured last week against the Washington Redskins. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left to play in the opening period. There is no score. San Francisco nothing, Atlanta nothing. Fred O'Connor, who started in pro football as an assistant with Jack Pardee in the World Football League. Didn't get paid much, but had a good time down in Florida with the old Florida, I forget what they called them.
Orlando Blazers, I believe is what it was. He got all the oranges he wanted to eat, though.
That's true.
Instead of getting paid.
Then he went with Jack to Chicago, coached the offense up there. Of course, had a hand in coaching people like Walter Payton. And then when Pardee went to Washington last year, O'Connor went west to San Francisco. And lo and behold, halfway through the season, he finds himself a head coach. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Straight power. And the Falcons were ready for it. Greg Boykin, number 33, who had just come into the ball game. One-time New Orleans Saint. Good defensive charge.
Watch the defensive taking control of the offensive line right there. As you see the Falcons just moving them back off the line. And if you're going to score down there, the offensive line has to have the penetration first. Make the fellas get back, knock them back. Robert Pennywell on the tackle, number 59. They have to have that movement off that ball, Frank, in order to get in the end zone.
3rd down, goal to go. Ball just outside the 1-yard line. DeBerg wants to throw it, and he's got Boykin wide open, and Boykin couldn't hold it. Greg Boykin was wide open at the flag and dropped it.
Let's take a look as we see DeBerg on a fake of a running play. There he is, wide open. The ball hits him right in the arms. It goes right through his hands. So far, he's 1 completion out of 5 attempts for a net of 7 yards. That ball should have been caught. But, Frank, the sun is coming right over the rim of the stadium. It could have that he lost the ball in the sun.
4th down. Still a yard needed for the touchdown. And this time, the 49ers say we'll take the field goal under these circumstances. Ray Wersching has been very accurate this year. 20-yard attempt. Falcons, one of the best kick-blocking teams in the league. This one is good. And San Francisco, after a long, ball-consuming drive, gets on the scoreboard first with 4 minutes, 12 seconds left to play in the opening period. 49ers 3, Falcons nothing.
Welcome, everybody, to the light beer battle of the big guys. And there they are, 2 teams locked in mortal combat to decide the eternal argument over light beer from Miller. On one side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it tastes great.
Yeah, it tastes great. It tastes great.
On the other side, the big guys who think the best thing about light is it has a third less calories than their regular beer. It's less filling.
Less filling. Less filling.
I feel strongly both ways.
I tell you, this is really no respect. Blue is the violet and red is the rose. You don't pull them or break your nose.
The tension here is almost unbearable.
Oh, you guys.
They can't go on much longer. Something big has got to happen soon. Holy cow, look at that.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, dolls.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
I still don't know why they asked me to do this commercial.
This Sunday on Kaz.
There's been an inmate takeover at your old prison. The prisoners have asked for you to be a go-between.
We'll find out which side you're on. I'm one of you!
Frank Lieber along with Johnny Unitas back at Atlanta Stadium as you look at Dennis Pearson, number 81, deep man in the kickoff receiving formation. He's a rookie wide receiver. And Ray Wershing, who just put the first points of the ball game up on the board, kicking off for San Francisco. Nice high deep kick, going to be taken instead by George Franklin at the goal line, out to the 10. Franklin to the 15, 20, 30, run out of bounds finally at about the 35. Franklin, formerly a high draft choice of the St. Louis Cardinals, picked up by the Falcons. It was Wershing who kicked off, who finally had to make the tackle. There's the book on the 49ers scoring drive. Consumed almost 8 minutes of the first period, better than half the first quarter. They had 5 first downs in that drive. 33 yards on the kickoff return, 1st and 10, Atlanta. Falcons are at their 33. That's where the officials put the ball in play. Steve Bartkowski handing off to Bubba Bean. Bean is out to the 35 for a pickup of 2. Here's the San Francisco front 4. Archie Reese replacing the injured Cleveland Elam, who's had his problems. Reese was in on that last tackle. Linebacking crew headed by Dan Bunz, middle linebacker who they are really high on in San Francisco. They think he can be the next great middle linebacker in the game, another Dick Butkus. And the 49er secondary, 2nd down, 8. Falcons at their 35-yard line, trailing 3-0. Bubba Bean goes on the flank off to the right-hand side, setting up the double wing, hand off to Standback to about the 38-yard line. Cedric Hardman, number 86, made the stop. Here's another score for you. Seattle jumping on Chicago.
Sherman Smith on a 1-yard run, putting Seattle ahead, and Chicago's been heavy. Everybody's been jumping on Chicago. We heard by way of the headset.
Yes, as a matter of fact. They have had their problems. Won their first 3 ball games, including a victory out at San Francisco against the 49ers, and then they've had nothing but problems. Timeout being called by the Falcons. They'll have a 3rd down 4 upcoming from their 39-yard line as Steve Bartkowski, 1975, the number 1 draft choice in the entire National Football League out of the University of California, but beset by injuries, comes over to talk to his coach, Lehman Bennett.
You give a man a couple of days to himself and a Black & Decker workmate, and there's almost nothing he can't do. You can pound on it, saw on it, hammer on it, and sand on it. The sturdy vice jaws do the holding for you. You can clamp on it, paint on it, cut a shape on it, drive a screw on it. There's almost nothing you can't do. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
Take any razor available in America. Now there's an electric shaver that will shave as close or your money back. The Remington XLR. Remington can guarantee a close shave because of our unique 3-part system. The first head shaves close, the second closer. The exclusive intercept cutter is designed to shave longer hairs. The Remington XLR. It shaves as close as a blade or your money back. Available at over 1,300 Kmart stores across the USA.
I'm Lynn Swan of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I hope you'll do it the American way on Election Day. Go to the polls on Tuesday and vote for the candidate of your choice.
Falcons 3rd and 4 at their 39 as they break the huddle.
Falcons have had 7 yards total offense. They have not had a first down this afternoon.
Rickman is wide to the right side. That's Wallace Francis, number 89, in motion. Bartkowski looking. Overthrown, intended for Francis. And what you're going to hear is a few boos for Mr. Bartkowski, and soon the fans will be clamoring, no doubt, for June Jones, who came off the bench the other night, did such a good job.
Frank, Bartkowski looks like he's just going one way, picking out his receiver before coming out of the huddle, and decide to go with him and just stays right with him. He never comes back to the weak side at all or looks for an alternate receiver. He's going to have to start doing that sometime in his career if he's going to get any better.
James back to do the punting. This time the 49ers have 10 men on the line of scrimmage, 1 deep man, and that's Larry Jones, number 87. James' 2nd punt of the afternoon. First one went for 48 yards. Pretty good rush, but he gets it away. High kick, fair catch is signaled by Jones, and then Jones lets it bounce. I don't know if it hit him or not. Let's see who got it. Falcons came up with a football, and apparently it did hit Jones, so it'll be a first down Atlanta at the 27-yard line. Dewey McClain, number 52, is down there quickly. Here it is again.
We got a very good hang by James on the ball, and as you see, the footing is just going out from underneath him. That punt was hit for 31 yards, and that's a mistake you don't like to have happen, but unfortunately, the receiver's foot just went up from underneath him, and the ball hit him on the leg. Falcons recover, and it's 1st and 10.
That is the 36th turnover that the 49ers have allowed this year. They had 35 in 9 games coming in, which is an unbelievable average, and one big reason why they're 1-8. Stand back in motion. Bartkowski looks to the near sideline, goes to Jim Mitchell, the tight end. First down at the 15-yard line. Joe Harris, 49er linebacker, rides him out of town and has a few words with Mitchell.
There's Jim Mitchell. Well, I think one of the finest tight ends in the game. He's not playing up to his way he usually is. He's been around a long time. He's been beset with injuries, but he still is a tremendous tight end to throw to on those short yardage situations, and also the 1st and 10s where you can just pop him and let him run with the football. He's like having another big fullback back there once he gets the football.
Nose of the football is just outside the 15-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. That's the first down that the Falcons have picked up in the ballgame.
Also the first pass completion.
Stand back inside the 10 to the 6-yard line, and very close to another first down. Anthony Leonard made the stop. Haskell, stand back.
Very good call on his plays. As a draw up the middle. Watch the offensive blocking right there. We see a fine block on Bunch, number 57. Number 24 finally making, or 42 rather, Leonard making the tackle. Assisted by number 24, Chuck Christ.
Stanback is now the number 2 Atlanta all-time career rusher, trailing only Dave Hampton. 2nd and 1 from the 6-yard line of the 49ers. Second man through gets the call. That's Stanback, and he is stopped for, looks like, no gain. Dan Bunch, the middle linebacker, number 57, making the stop for San Francisco, but I don't believe he got enough for the first down. Let's see, do we have a marker? Apparently there was a flag down.
49ers have allowed the most points in the NFC division, 198, and right now it looks like we're going to add to that.
Penalty is against Atlanta, and it's a big one. 10-yard walk-off, and Fred Silva tells us why.
Number 66, holding.
Holding penalty called on Warren Bryant, the young former number 1 draft pick. A couple of years, well, last year, as a matter of fact, of the Atlanta Falcons. That moves it back to the 16-yard line. Now you've got a 2nd down and 11. Falcons have to get to the 5 to pick up the first down. Steve Bartkowski at the throttle. That's Stanback in motion, leaving Bubba Bean back there. 49ers fake the blitz. Bartkowski back to throw, has Francis inside the 10, and we get another flag thrown as he goes out of bounds at the 8. Anthony Leonard on the stop. See what this one's about. Against the San Francisco 49ers, personal foul is the preliminary indication by Fred Silva. So that will be half the distance to the goal. That's apparently going to be tacked onto the end of the pass completion, which will move it down to the 4.
Probably hit after he went out of bounds on it, Frank, but let's listen to the official.
Defense on the tackle, personal foul.
There you saw it coming across his nose gear. Anthony Leonard, 42, kind of hunting for some heads out there, Frank. That's not necessary.
He was well out of bounds at the time. First and goal to go from the 4-yard line. There's Anthony Leonard, number 42, the defensive back of the 49ers. Bartkowski gives it to Bubba Bean, and Bean is down to the 1-yard line. He didn't get in, but he's inside the 1.
Some good running by Bubba Bean this time as he started to go outside, saw some holes coming open inside, elected to come in and try to get over for the score. Chuck Chris, number 24, making the tackle. Bubba making a fine effort.
Alfred Jackson comes in at a wide receiver, number 85. Second and goal to go from inside the 1-yard line. Didn't get in. This time trying to get over the top is Bubba Bean, the former Texas A&M star, was sidelined by injuries most of last season. Defense timing their leap pretty near perfect. Harris giving him a little added push with the hand. There's the gun. That signifies the end of the first period of play here at Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. 49ers leading 3-0.
This is the Kmart 672, Kmart's best car battery. Like another leading premium battery, the 672 is calcium lead constructed. Like one other premium battery, it's truly maintenance-free, completely sealed so you never add water. But the 672 has one other feature you'll find only in Kmart automotive products. The 672, Kmart's best battery, is Kmart priced.
Inspector, I have the clues.
You have the clues?
Meet me in a silver Mercedes outside.
Mercedes.
79 Ford Granada, an American classic, sometimes confused with a Mercedes.
Inspector, where are you?
I'm in the car.
I'm in the car.
You're in the car?
Are you sure you're in a Mercedes?
Oh. One good way to tell Granada is by its sticker price.
That's a Granada, you fool!
Of course, I can see that.
Next Saturday at 4:30 on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see Hugo Coro defend his World Middleweight Championship against Rodrigo Valdez. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
With John Unitas, this is Frank Lieber at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium as we head into the second quarter of play. San Francisco leading 3-0. But right now, Atlanta is knocking on the door with a third down, goal to go. The nose of the ball is inside the San Francisco 1-yard line. That far away from going ahead of the football game are the Atlanta Falcons. 2 games behind the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Western Division, currently tied with New Orleans for second. Bean and Stanback are the setbacks. Quarterback sneak by Bartkowski. He's over. Bartkowski scores.
Well, we're not very far to go. Bartkowski going up over the top, and he breaks the plane of the goal line. That's all he has to do, even though he was shoved back away from the goal line by the 49ers. He broke the plane. 6 points for the Falcons. Mazzatti will come in for the extra point. Some of these teams, Frank, have really put the excitement back in the extra point game with some of these kickers, haven't they?
Well, Mazzetti's been pretty consistent, and John James, the punter, as you can see, is his holder. 6-3 now, Atlanta. And Mazzetti adds the 7 point.
What do you say about exciting?
Five seconds deep into the second period of play. Atlanta has scored and leads 7-3.
Hasn't been much in the news lately about the Korean influence scandal. Maybe because there wasn't much to it, but maybe there was. I mean, they talked a lot about how to get Koreans to testify under oath, but it takes 2 to make a bribe. Why didn't they get the congressman to testify under oath and in public, like with Watergate, and not just the scapegoats, but the big guys, too? It seems perfectly clear that the Democratic leadership in Congress didn't want us to hear the whole story. We need some new leadership. The only way that's going to happen is by electing a Republican Congress.
Thanks for the tour, fellas. Man, it's dark and dirty down in that mine. But Ken here drives home in the cleanest car you ever saw. And every time he fills it up with gas, he has an easy pouring bottle of STP gas treatment. Because it gets in there and helps keep that carburetor clean. And that's the way this young man wants it. I take good care of what works hard for me. So for my car, it's STP.
Before we rent you a GM car at National, it gets checked out by the big green team.
Willoughby, this old's Cutlass. Oh, top condition, Coach. I checked all 10 items on the maintenance checklist. Spare tire? Wipers? Horn?
Then, after we check our cars, we check our checkers.
And did you sign the list? Coach. Just checking, Willoughby. Just checking.
The big green team. We're National Car.
Mazzetti ready to kick off. Well, you got to feel this is Mazzetti's year. That extra point try hit the crossbar and went on over. High kick and a bit short, and Hofer at the 12-yard line takes it back to the 20, 25, 30. Fine run back almost to the 40-yard line before he is shoved out of bounds. Let's take a look at that extra point try. You don't think this is Tim Mazzetti's year?
Well, I think, Frank, anybody can kick it through the middle. It takes a lot of practice to not hit it off the upright and knock it through.
Little ricochet shot, but they count just as well.
26-yard return on that kickoff.
1st and 10 for the 49ers at their 38-yard line.
Hey, that's the way to go.
Solomon wide to the right side. Elmo Boyd. Split out to the left. Simpson and Farrell are the setbacks. DeBerg trying to hit Boyd at the 50-yard line. Looked like it was there. He's had a bunch dropped.
Well, he had it right on the fingertips. You should catch those kind. That's what they pay you for, honey.
There's Steve Bartkowski. Tell me about playing with a separated shoulder. That's happened to you before, hasn't it?
Well, it's on his left shoulder, so it really doesn't bother him too much when he throws. Where he has problems is when he hands off with the left hand. You try to throw that, follow the runner into the line of scrimmage with your hand, and has a tendency to pull the arm with it and maybe open that gap just a slightly bit more.
2nd and 10. 49ers at their 38. Again, DeBerg going upstairs, and this time overthrows O.J. Simpson. Simpson probably just as well he hadn't caught that one, however, because he had heavy company out there. The person of Rick Bias, number 38, and Robert Pennywell, number 59.
DeBerg's 1 of 7 so far for 7 yards. Not a very good start, but he has had the ball drop at least 3 that I can recall. Ken McAfee dropped 1. I think Solomon dropped another. We have one time his three third down conversions. He converted 1 time. Let's see what he does here.
3rd and 10. One setback. That's Farrell, and he gives it to Farrell on the draw play. Maybe a yard. No more than that. Fulton Kuykendall. Captain Crazy, they used to call him. And he plays like a fanatic, I'll tell you. He comes after you along with the rest of this swarming Atlanta defense. And they have halted the 49ers. Cano comes in to do the punting. The deep man will be Billy Rickman. Rickman is now a regular wide receiver since Alfred Jenkins, probably the best pass catcher on the Atlanta team, went down with a broken collarbone early in the season. He's on the injured reserve list. Connell's punting average, as you saw, not particularly outstanding, and boy, they almost got to him. Atlanta's blocked 4 punts this year. Here's Rickman. Dropped at the 31-yard line. Good coverage and a little scrambling going on. Look out. Look at these two teams. Greg Boykin came in there quickly, number 33. They've got coaches coming out there from both sides as one of the officials apparently was hurt. That looks like it may be the field judge, Charlie Musser, who got in the middle of that scramble and was trampled. Tempers flared as Rickman took it. And here's Musser getting caught in the scramble and going down.
Energy for a stronger America.
It starts here on the North Slope, the incredible 800-mile Trans-Alaska Pipeline. Now that it's completed, the oil it carries will reduce the payments America makes for foreign oil by billions of dollars each year. And each tanker of North Slope oil leaving Valdez Harbor carries a vital new source of energy for a strong America.
Wendy's
Arby's presents hot and juicy hamburgers. If you've ever had a dry, chewy hamburger, you're gonna love Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers. Wendy's hot and juicy hamburgers. Juicy meat, juicy toppings, and lots of napkins.
Well, they've got the official, Charlie Musser, up to a sitting position. As you look at what happened again, looks like he may have got hit in the chest or something. You see him holding his chest as he goes down, but he is now on his feet. And let's see, I guess he's going to continue.
All right.
This is the NFL, right?
He got his jaw working, chewing that gum. He must be all right. Boy, I hadn't worried there for a minute, Frank, when he grabbed a hold of his chest. That was a 31-yard punt with a 2-yard return.
Well, he took a pretty good shot in the chest, apparently. Got winded. 1st and 10 for the Falcons at their 30-yard line. There was not a penalty flag thrown in that episode. Francis in motion, number 89. Bartkowski going long. That's for Alfred Jackson, rookie wide receiver, number 7 draft pick out of the University of Texas. And a real speed burner who caught a long bomb a couple of weeks ago in San Francisco that helped beat the 49ers out there. You know, Falcons made a great comeback in that game. They were 10 points down with about 8 minutes left to play in the game, came back to win it. Here's another score for you. Saints are having a good year, aren't they?
They are. New Orleans 7, Pittsburgh 3. Roy Girella to put Pittsburgh on the board for 3 points, and Archie Manning to Rich Monty for 5 yards and a touchdown.
They're 5-4, just like Atlanta, and Atlanta travels to New Orleans, the Superdome, next week. 2nd and 10. Shoulder was bothering Bartkowski. It didn't show on that long throw. Standback across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. He runs well.
Haskell Standback having a fairly good year for the Falcons. Their offensive line doing some good blocking up front as he picks the hole very well. Don Buntz, number 57, middle linebacker, making the tackle, and he's a good one.
How about playing a team twice in 3 weeks? You used to do that a bit when you were at Baltimore. Now, is that a problem?
Well, you don't change too many things, Frank. They don't change their defense. You don't change your offensive thinking too much. Since you've been successful with it, you just stay with it, make them stop it.
Standback picking up the 1st down at the 42-yard line. Hit by Dan Buntz, the middle linebacker. Haskell Standback continues to pick up yardage. Coming into this game, he had 404 yards rushing and averaged 3.3 per carry. On an offensive unit that was well down the list in the National Football League. This is the 4th sellout of the year that the Falcons have had. 1st and 10. Atlanta at its 42. Standback in motion. Bartkowski looks to the near sideline. Billy Rickman for the 1st down at the 40-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers. Eddie Lewis made the stop.
Just a quick slant. We have some good protection up front as we see Bartkowski just taking 2 steps back. There's a quick slant. Rickman making the catch. Wallace Francis rather making the catch, number 89. Oh, it was Rickman, 82. Excuse me.
You don't think I'd make a mistake, John, do you?
No, I do.
Okay. 1st and 10. Falcons moving now. They're at the San Francisco 40-yard line. Leading by a score 7-3. Standback trying to get outside of the sweep. Gets a yard. Not much more than that. Archie Reese, number 78, was over there quickly, as was Joe Harris, the linebacker, number 50. There's the San Francisco defense. Young, as is this football team, but with some great prospects on there. No doubt they miss Cleveland Elam, who's been troublesome with some knee problems. Elam's been switched to end this year.
49ers had 5 sacks against the Falcons 2 weeks ago. That's been their highest total for the whole season.
2nd and 9. Falcon offensive line doing a pretty good job protecting Bartkowski so far. And again, he's going long. This time for Rickman, and batted away by Lewis. Good defense. That's a fine defensive play by Lewis, who had him all the way.
Eddie Lewis, number 25, or 22 rather, has Rickman covered all the way. Burkowski's pass thrown fairly well. Either man could have come up with that football, could have put a little bit more on it, but it was fine coverage by Eddie Lewis. He's trying to loosen that defensive secondary up, throwing the football long. He'll come back and possibly start hitting some short slants like he did previously and working to the outside. Bartkowski so far is 3 of 8 for 34 yards.
3rd down 9. Falcons at the 40-yard line of the San Francisco 49ers, leading 7-3 in the second period. Rushes on, he gets it away, almost intercepted. Tried to hit Mitchell, the tight end, and Chuck Christ, number 24, the safety, was back there, and Christ looked like the most surprised man in the world when that football arrived there. He wasn't quite ready for it.
It'd been a surprise. They haven't had an interception in the last 3 ball games.
That would be a surprise, wouldn't it? Right. So James comes on to do the punting for the Atlanta Falcons. Leonard drops back deep, joining Larry Jones. Freddie Solomon is also back there, so they've got 3 potential receivers. Snap a little bit high. Trying to put some reverse English on that, but it doesn't work. Goes into the end zone, and the 49ers will take over at the 20-yard line. Punt of 40 yards by John James, his 3rd punt of the afternoon. Time remaining in the first half, 10 minutes, 41 seconds.